What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So I wanted to chat about one thing, more or less, like what's the plan once you actually get out of collecting? I've been Alexa, shut up. So I've been reading a lot in different statue forums and Facebook groups about people talking about getting out of the hobby, how to truly get out, those that are drawn back in. I know some people from my channel have told me that they got out, they sold their whole collection, they didn't collect anything for years. Then one random day, an ad appeared on Google and showed them a sick looking statue, and it ringed them right back into the hobby. And then all of a sudden they own 50 statues, 20 on pre-order, and they're sucked right back in. A lot of people tell me that this is truly a lifelong commitment. Is that really true? So I definitely have a very addictive behavior. When I used to play Halo 2 when I was younger, I would play it 12 hours a day, and I did it for years. I had my team, and I was very addicted to Halo. I was very addicted to Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, and in general, I get addicted to video games. When I play, I can play 14 hours a day. So of course, statues in general is a very addictive hobby, combined with a very addictive personality, creates one Flankster, a person who way overspends and buys, 250 statues, has 30 on pre-order and, this. So, I think you can get out, of course. It's like saying you can't quit smoking. Of course you can. There's always a way out. You just have to have self-control. And I think you have to replace the hobby. Now, I don't think you have to sell everything to get out of the hobby. I think you can complete your display. Like once I get Ghostface and Leatherface, for the most part, my entire horse setup is 100% complete. The only things that may potentially happen are if I decide to change out Prime 1 Vampirella with PCS, vice versa. And then if I decide to if they come out with an Underworld Celine and she matches quality of ECC and looks good, same with the PCS Blade 1/3, those are the only other two I'd consider. Outside of that, I'm truly set on my horse setup, and I'm so satisfied with it. And once I get the Prime 1 Terminator 2 line, I am super set on the Terminator lineup. So I want to get to that type of, truly 100% satisfied. Everything makes me happy. The display looks amazing. That's what I want to get my collection to. That's why I constantly am photoshopping things and trying to see exactly what I truly want out of a collection. Like for my Predator collection, I'm very happy with how it's turned out. I'm getting 2 busts of everything. We'll get the Big Chap bust. We have Dog, and then we're getting all the main aliens, and then Predator, we got the, all 3 of my favorite bust, Wolf. I would say I potentially could switch out Fugitive for Jungle Hunter bust. However, I still really like Fugitive. It's very close to the Jungle Hunter, just with a cooler looking armor. And so I'm still very happy with that bust and how it looks with the mask on. And I do want one Predator mask on always, because I want the, the 2 looks. So I do feel like once I get this set up with P1, Warrior Alien, Big Chap, I'll be very happy with my Predator setup. I got the Prime 1 Predator coming, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep it or not. I really need to see it in person. I definitely feel like there's a huge downgrade on the dreads. Everything else looks really amazing on that piece, but the biggest downside is the dreads. They are flat, no volume, they're too short. Where the dreads on the Cinemaquette are freaking amazing. They're like my favorite dreads. And in general, all the dreads on all my Predators look really good. Like they're very wild and spread out and look awesome. Where the Prime 1 is like super close to the head, not spread out, too short. When you look at the Cinemaquette, this thing goes down to like right here, where the Prime 1 is like right there. So it's like nearly half an inch, almost an inch too short. And that drives me kind of crazy. And the fact it's overscaled, it doesn't fit in this display. So it truly is going to have to impress me. I also hear you potentially can, fix the dreads with a heat dryer to get that more volume look. But I'm going to see in person truly how good it is. Because if it does not blow my freaking mind, I'm going to sell it. But yeah, I want to get to that for my entire collection, where every display, I got all the characters I want and everything is just set. And then I think what you truly do have to do to get out of collecting You know, I'm not going to sell my entire collection to get out. No way. I'm going to complete it. You know, I want to complete it. And then once it's completed, I'm going to, you know, delete my cache and cookies on my laptop and on my phone and on everything, and unfollow and unsubscribe from everything statue related, so I'm never tempted. That's kind of the idea, is what you have to do. That does also mean, though, like if I did that, I couldn't more or less keep the YouTube channel, which is always so like, ugh. The thing is, if I'm not actually buying statues, do I really want to keep the YouTube? Because I feel like it'd reel me back in. So that's definitely a double-edged sword right there. You know, if I want to truly get out of collecting, I feel like I'd have to shut down the YouTube. Or maybe I just sell the YouTube channel. But yeah, I feel like if you really want to get out, you have to unfollow everything, so you're not tempted. Because statues are way too tempting. You know, they come out with a 100% perfect likeness of your favorite character in an epic pose. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I want that. But if you don't know about it, you're not going to be tempted. So that's why you have to unfollow, unsubscribe. Don't talk to anyone who's, you know, statue related. You really just got to unfriend everyone. And then you have to get another hobby. You really do. And for me, my main hobby really is video games. So it's not like I'm going to create a new hobby. I'm just going to focus more on my current hobby of video games, you know, TV, movies, whatever, but mostly video games. Like that is my true hobby in life, is video games. Ever since I was a wee lad, I played video games constantly, and that's going to be my main focus, is video games. And then the other thing I want to do with my collection is just improve it. I know some people don't like my garage shelves. I do. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to do custom shelving. I'm not doing Maji cases. I hate Maji cases. I bought them. I didn't like them at all. They felt super unsecure. I feel like it hindered your viewing abilities of the statue. It's so enclosed, and they're stupid expensive, hard to build. I'm never buying a Maji case again. And I will not do custom shelving in this house. I will only do custom shelving if I buy a new house. It's way too much work, and I'm not doing it. I like my garage shelves, and I'm sticking with them. But the one thing I will do is improve the overall looks of the display. You know, I'll probably upgrade all of my frames to this type, which I like better than that type. I will get statues repainted that I feel could use a repaint. Like, let's say I want to repaint this Gal Gadot. You know, get her face repainted. Her armor does look really good, but let's say I wanted to repaint it just like the Queen, which I think looks better. Then I would do that. You know, I just saw a repaint of this Superman statue, and it looked so good. And I was like, yeah, that is what you got to do, is just, you know, get your statues repainted, fix any broken issues, improve the overall look, adding just props. You know, I'll probably still be buying props as long as it enhances the overall display, doesn't clutter, and looks good. I'll consider that. You know, but I think that is kind of the idea once I'm truly done, is just enhancing the display, fixing broken statues, and repainting statues, but not buying more statues. That's kind of what I want to get to the point of. And I feel like once I get my final few DC pieces, Darkseid, Steppenwolf, Black Adam, we get those, we're set with DC 1/3. And then we get Catwoman and Harley, potentially Marabust. You know, I'm still debating on that one. I really want to see in hands, but J&D Mara at a minimum. Then I feel like I'm set with DC. I got everything. I'm only collecting from the Snyderverse. I'm not going to collect from new DC verse. And for MCU, like I said, I'm only collecting, you know, the Infinity Saga. I'm not collecting anything post Endgame, or more or less No Way Home. That is like what I'm doing for MCU. So absolutely nothing post and, you know, really Endgame. That is it for MCU. So I'm, you know, getting pretty much capped out on life-size busts. There's only a few 1/4 I'll even consider, like Hawkeye, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Star-Lord. Outside of that, I really am set. But I do feel like I am getting to that 98% completion with my collection. And once we can truly finish the displays, then I can get out. Although I've been saying that for 2 years. No joke. I told myself 2 years ago, all right, once it's December, I'm out. And then Prime 1 came out with their next level showcase. It blew my freaking mind. I ended up buying 100 more statues the following year. So it definitely is extremely difficult to get out, folks. There's no doubt about it. It's one of the most difficult things because statues are so freaking epic and cool. But I also feel like the pricing is getting to that point where it's pricing out the average collector. Like, the average collector just can't collect anymore. They're getting too freaking expensive. And shipping costs are too expensive. In addition to, your sellers, retailers, and Sideshow price gouging you on the shipping costs. So not only are statue prices increasing, you're getting price gouged. The aftermarket sucks. Resale value sucks. So I think it's just a combination of everything that's truly getting people to the point of, yeah, I don't want to collect anymore. What I really do want to do, though, is get my collection to that 100% look. Like, for my Godzilla vs. Kong display, the wife did agree to buy me Godzilla vs. Kong. So we're going to get that right there, put those down low, and wait for Kong Bust to go on a sale and get that. And I still do want to get Mecha Godzilla. I just want to wait for a sale because I think it's just overpriced. It shouldn't be $2,000. But, I feel like if I got all that, that's a perfect display. And once we get Prime 1 Gandalf, likely the ultimate one, along with Prime 1 Saruman, then I'm set on Lord of the Rings. In addition to my existing pre-orders. I feel like I'm set. I'm already set more or less on Jurassic. The only thing I would consider is the Gigantorus, but it's not like 100% necessary. For Dragon Ball Z, beyond my pre-orders, I really am set. I don't really truly need anything else beyond pre-orders. And, like what's shipping to me now. But then there's like the KD Vegito. Do I really need that? No. Do I want it? Yes. But I'm not pre-ordering it. I first want to get Vegito or KD Boo and then see how the display looks. And then if I'm like, yeah, I could put it in and it won't clutter it and it'll look good, then I'll potentially consider it. But again, that's like $1,200 for that. And I'm just like, I don't know if the Vegito fight's worth $1,200 to me. I think the pricing lately really has got me thinking like, yeah. I feel like when it comes to life-size busts, I think the only 3 additional ones I'm going to be getting, like beyond Harley Catwoman, which arrives soon, and Big Chap next month, is Infinity Khaleesi is my final silicone, and potentially Captain America and Thor. Like, I'm still not 100% getting Thor and Cap. I do want them, of course, but I'm not still 100% sure. I need to see my money situation at the time. I'm not pre-ordering them. If I was to get only one, it'd probably be Thor due to Cap having arms and looking a little out of place, where Thor would fit no problem. So I'll definitely probably at least get Thor at a minimum and Cap maybe pass. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. For video games, I just want Last of Us and a Tomb Raider. That's it. And here's the thing. Based off Prime 1's Last of Us 2, which sucks, I could just get the Last of Us Joel companion to that Ellie, and then I'm set on Last of Us. Joel's the only other one I need. And I love this Ellie. They got an awesome Joel. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get that and then call it a day on Last of Us. Because Prime 1, has failed me on Last of Us. I hated their Last of Us 2 diorama. Their Ellie, horrible likeness, and I don't like the concept. There's no zombies. One of the coolest parts of Last of Us. So, yeah, I'm just going to get Joel and I think call it a day on that. But I definitely feel like I'm getting very close to finishing the collection, folks. I'm not looking to, I'm not looking to pre-order a lot more things. Terminator 2, Prime 1 line, and maybe Blade and Underworld, and that might be it for my pre-orders. So, beyond what I already have on PO. But, yeah, I think in general, if you want to quit collecting, you've got to just, if anything, turn off all social media. Change your email address. Reset your cookies on your Google so you don't get a random Sideshow ad or Prime 1 ad showing you this next greatest thing. And when you watch a movie, don't think of, I'd love a statue from this movie. Just enjoy the movie for what it is. You know what I mean? Like I loved Avatar Way of the Water, but I don't need a statue from it. If I want to remember the amazing feeling I got from watching that movie, I'll just watch the movie again. I don't need to spend $5,000 on the new Prime 1 Avatar statue. Even though it looks super sick and I would buy it, I don't need to get it. What do you guys think? Is it truly possible to get out of collecting? And if any of you have, but you're watching my YouTube channel, are you not tempted by my videos? Or, seeing statues from Prime 1's Next Level Showcase? Because I know for me, when I see that Next Level Showcase, it makes me want them so freaking bad. So let me know what you guys think. Is it truly possible to quit collecting? And I don't like the idea of you having to sell everything to get out of collecting. I don't like that. I think I can enjoy my collection for what it is and stop, and then just improve the overall display here and there with maybe a prop, maybe a cool poster, but not actually buying any more statues. Because I think the good old days of selling to buy new simply just does not work anymore. The aftermarket sell on statues is not enough to fund what the rising cost of new statues are. You'd have to sell 3 or 4 statues to fund one. So if you want to do that, then yes. But if you just want to sell one to replace one, unless it's a grail to buy a average new statue, it doesn't work anymore. It does not work. So my idea of that just will not work anymore. But who knows? Maybe with if the economy booms and we get more collectors in hand, they want older pieces, then maybe it can return to that way. And then you can collect forever. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.